Lobo head men's basketball coach Craig Neal. Coach Neal, I'll start tonight. You took a lot of time talking with the guys after the loss against San Diego State. What did you say to your team tonight following the game?
What did I say tonight? It wasn't near as long as it was the other night, but I just told them that they have to figure out how to get over the hump. I think they've been taught the right ways. I think they've been taught how to play the right way. The thing that's disheartening or discouraging is that there's no resistance once it gets to a certain spot. There's not a pushback, and we cut it to 2-point. We tied it in the first half. We had a major miscommunication on the out-of-bounds play. They get a dunk and put them up 36-34. We have a nice play run. We get a moving screen called. They come down and hit an uncontested three without us getting our hands up with 5 seconds to go. Then they don't. The guys have been taught that's a momentum breaker. Then they get the ball back out to start the second half. And then we made a good run, did a nice stand, and did a lot of good things. But when we needed to make some resistance and make some pushback and really get over the hump, it's just not there. And I see some doubt in their eyes. I see some it's just like I asked them after the game. I go, they got to start believing they can win instead of worrying about the worst thing to happen and it's going to go south. And that's where they are right now, and we just didn't get a lot of good play from certain people. But I thought Obacha's really getting better. I thought Devin played with a lot of energy, but we're just not getting much from our bench. And you can't let them have 18 fast break points when we held it at 5 in third place. If they do that, they're going to be hard. Then the biggest thing is they shot 58% from three, but it's a one possession game, down 2 both times, and it's late clock, and we're not beaten. We're running over there to help, and then we're giving them a horse shot, and they making them. So it goes from 2 to 5 to 8, and they just sometimes shoot themselves in the foot, and then they pass up a lot of shots. They really do, and I wish I had the X button where I could push it and it shoots it like the video game, but it doesn't happen like that. So, it's just very, very upsetting that you lose another home game. Well, it's not supposed to happen here, and not really happy about it.
Coach, we talked about a couple of things you can control. That's the defense and the rebounding. First half, the latter part of the first half, we thought defensively they brought the energy.
Right.
You went to that 2-2-1.
Right.
And then the man-to-man and kind of brought them back in the game, kind of closed the gap there. In the second half, there was really no energy. The defensive fire wasn't there. And we're not sure if there's a number of kids that have the flu or...
Well, I just told them, I said, if you put your uniform on, there's no excuse. If you're going to put your uniform on, there's not an excuse. You've been sick, but we've had some guys sick, but it's not an excuse. But, I agree with you. I thought we were pretty good at the 12-minute mark from then on when I subbed. And our starters just aren't giving us good starts. They're not. I mean, that's just reality. And, there probably needs to be some changes. But, I don't know where you go for those changes. So it's one of those things where I thought they came out and started the first 4 minutes. I thought we came out and played all right in the second half. But then the defensive intensity, once they made a couple jump shots late in the clock that kind of, hurt. I think it just our guys, you can see their mojo, instead of having resistance like it's a tug of war. Somebody pulls you a little bit, you better pull back. And, they hit a couple shots. Instead of us getting tougher and getting stronger and playing with more energy, we went the other way.
Jet, you mentioned you were happy with his play tonight, and I mentioned this to Hunter earlier in the postgame. These last 2 games against teams with very good bigs,
right,
very good size, he has stood toe-to-toe with them and played 2 of his best games. Tonight, a new career high, two better than his previous best with 14 tonight, and looked like he was headed for a double-double. What do you think's been key for him here these last couple of games in his good play?
Well, I just think he's playing extremely hard. I think he's doing what he can do, and he's not trying to do what he can't do. And we're throwing the ball in there. I think key is we're throwing the ball in there, and I think that's one reason why we scored 68 points. And, you throw the ball in there and good things happen, and I think he made good things happen. So, just a little bit, our bench outscored them, but they only had 2 guys coming off the bench. I'm happy that we're out rebounding people. that's a great stat, but you can't allow people to shoot 54%, 58% and win games. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. And we talked about offensively. The fans were even yelling, "Shoot, shoot!" Sometimes it appears that it's stagnant and guys are just running offense just to run offense, not to even look for opportunities.
Well, Hunter, you know this as a player. If you believe you're not going to make it, you're not going to shoot it.
Yeah.
And I can't make them believe they're going to make it, and I can't put that in their head. You never heard me tell a player one time not to shoot in practice. There's a little bit of restrictions on Tim that just get us in the offense and running. If it's a reverse to you, then shoot it, but not first side shoot. But there's no restrictions on the other guys. You can't play this game one-sided. You can't play this game where a coach tells you, all right, we got to drive them and get to the foul line. We got to take good shots and we got to move the ball and take open shots. Well, you can't go in and play one side of that game plan. You can't go when you're wide open and you have a shot. You can't think you're going to drive it. You can't. And if
it's a reaction, you can't sit there.
No, it's and we got a lot of guys that are just. We got a lot of new guys that are learning the game. We got a lot of veteran guys that, those three guys aren't walking through the door anymore.
Yeah.
And, I don't know what it's going to take for them to get it, but, that's the hard thing. And you're trying to give them as much confidence as you can and do a lot of things. But, when you sit down here in the gym and we do shooting drills and guys can't make shots and nobody's in the gym, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to gain confidence, and if you haven't put the time in the summer, then, you get passed by, and, I'm afraid that could happen to some guys.
Definite bright spot tonight, Coach Neal. $18,000 raised for the Pink Pack Foundation tonight.
Yeah, it's big time. I mean, it was a heck of a crowd, and our fans are awesome. It's just, I feel really bad for my seniors. I feel really bad for the fans, and all I can say is, we're going to keep working, keep trying, and hopefully we can do some things late here, but time's running out.
I'll say it. Thanks, Mountain West, for this quick turnaround for the Tuesday game and to leave on a Sunday evening.
Well, they made it 9 o'clock, so
yeah.
They made it 9 o'clock, but I guess we're the favorite with scheduling, and we're the favorite with 9 o'clock games. So, but it's, guys, it's, it is what it is, and my job is to, keep those guys in a good frame of mind, but right now I got a bunch of down guys. I got a bunch of guys that are really doubting if they can win a game, and I got to figure out how to how to help them with that. I think they battle, but it's that pushback. And I don't know if you guys see it, but I see it. Yeah. I mean, I watch games and I can see it, and I can, it's like I told them at the timeout. I wrote it on the board. I said, 6-minute game, 1 possession. I mean, that's where you want to be. 6-minute, 1 possession game. I go, you can't ask for a better thing when you're down 25 to 12, 25 to 13. I mean, it's just that it's hard.
Guys had that 13-0 run in the first half was a great answer to the start that UNLV had.
Yeah, but where was that in the first half?
That was right before the finish. You guys ran off 13 in a row to get even right before they scored the last 5 at the end.
It was a full-court trap. When you guys put the full-court trap defensive, I mean, I think it created some opportunities.
Didn't turn them over, but it slowed them down.
Didn't turn them over and slowed them down. And then we tried to do a little bit in the second half. But, I think the thing that hurt us the worst, and you guys watch it, and I'll have to rewatch the tape, but, I'm just going on memory. I think late shot clock shots they made hurt us. If I had to go over it again, I think those were the daggers that you can't win those games, can't do those things. If you get the shot clock all the way down and you let them get a wide open horse shot for 3 and they make it, that's it kind of puts you guys in a bad frame.
To one point you made, there are a lot of things you can teach. Confidence is a hard thing to teach. That just needs to come back, right?
Well, I think it's like Barkley always says, I listen to him a lot just because I played against him and I know him a little bit. And there's only one person that can take confidence from someone, and it's yourself. And if you have a confidence problem and you think the only person that can take confidence away from you is you. So, that's what I've told our guys, and I've tried to talk to them about. I've been really positive. I mean, Robert's been at our last few practices, and they've been really good. But, I just got to figure out where that pushback is, where that, when we were playing well and we were 6-2, we had a major pushback, and now we don't have it, when we're getting close. But, it's draining, guys, when you start off and it's just like boom, boom, boom. You give them 4 or 5 open shots. You're not coming out ready to guard, and you're down 25-13, and you got to battle your back. I mean, it takes some energy.
Coach Neal, I know that with this bunch of guys sick, it's a quick turnaround, but hope everybody can get some rest and get them ready for Boise.
Yeah, it'll be a quick turnaround, but we'll get with them tomorrow, and then we'll take off, and then get up there and get ready to play on Tuesday.
All right, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Level Head men's basketball coach Craig Neal. Your Delta Dental coach's comments brought to you by Delta Dental.